Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Let's start with major stories this week. Red Bull just halved the gap to Mercedes in one race. Ferrari's 11 upgrades went nowhere. Hamilton is ditching the simulator, and the FIA just admitted the 50-50 split was a mistake. A lot happened after Miami GP. Let's get into it. Canadian Grand Prix week, round 5, second sprint weekend of the season, and this one matters enormously. Canada is the circuit where Mercedes bring their biggest upgrade of the year so far. It is the circuit where Hamilton has won 7 times and where the first ADUO engine development verdict lands. It is a power-sensitive track, long straights, flat-out sections, which should play into Mercedes' hands and expose Ferrari even further. Every single story from this week feeds directly into what happens in Montreal. Let's break them down one by one. Let's start with the biggest story coming out of Miami, because it has been dominating F1 news all week. Lewis Hamilton described his Miami weekend as being stuck in no man's land, not racing, just surviving. He lost half a second of downforce from the Colapinto contact on lap 1. He drove a damaged car for 57 laps. He scored just 8 points across the entire sprint weekend, 7th in the sprint, 6th in the race, only because Leclerc's penalty promoted him. Italian media were even more direct. La Gazzetta dello Sport wrote that it was a weekend of survival, not racing for Hamilton. They pointed to a Ferrari power unit showing a chronic lack of power in the Miami heat as a key factor. And here is the detail that really stands out. Hamilton has now publicly said he is abandoning the Ferrari simulator. He says it sent him in the wrong direction for Miami. That is a significant admission from a 7-time world champion. Sky Sports' Karun Chandok was blunt about the bigger picture. He said there should be concern at Maranello. If that was Ferrari's big upgrade package for the early part of the season, McLaren and Mercedes will not be worried. The next race is Canada. Hamilton has won there 7 times. It is his best circuit on the calendar. The pressure is enormous, and the opportunity is equally enormous. Switching gears, because this is a story that could change the shape of the entire 2026 season. The ADUO system, the additional development and upgrade opportunities, was originally scheduled to kick in after race 6, which would have been Monaco. But with Bahrain and Saudi Arabia cancelled due to the Iran conflict, the season's race numbering shifted. What does that mean in practice? Honda, who supply Aston Martin, could qualify for 230 operating hours of additional power unit development. And the FIA has increased the budget ceiling from $8 million to $11 million for manufacturers who are 10% or more behind the best power unit. The race published a brilliant breakdown of exactly how the ADUO structure works. I will drop the link in the description. Well worth a read if you want to go deeper on the engine politics. Toto Wolff is watching this closely. A sooner than expected ADUO period means rivals could close the power unit gap faster than Mercedes' plan. Canada might be the last race where Mercedes enjoy their current engine advantage. After that, the rules give the others a chance to catch up. On a separate note regarding Aston Martin, there is actually some genuine good news from Silverstone this week, even if the overall picture remains painful. Honda identified the root cause of the vibrations that were shaking the AMR26 apart. Aston Martin made the decision to leave the car at Honda's headquarters in Sakura between Miami and Canada. An extraordinary step that shows how serious the situation was. But it appears to have worked. Both Alonso and Honda confirmed after Miami that the vibrations have subsided. But Alonso was clear on one thing: the pace fix is months away. The vibration problem was one thing, the fundamental speed deficit is another entirely. The first time both Aston Martin cars finished a Grand Prix in 2026 was Miami, 15th and 17th. That is the level they are currently operating at. The ADUO window post-Canada could be their genuine lifeline. 230 operating hours for Honda to develop the power unit, that is significant. And the final story, and this one is genuinely significant for the future of the sport. On May 8th, the FIA convened an online meeting with all 11 team principals, Formula One management, and all 5 power unit manufacturers. What came out of that meeting was an agreement in principle to change the hardware of Formula One's power units for the 2027 season. Here is what was agreed. The internal combustion engine's power will increase by approximately 50 kilowatts, achieved through a fuel flow increase, and the electrical deployment power will be reduced by approximately 50 kilowatts. ICE goes up, electric goes down. The split moves from the current near 50-50 to approximately 60-40 in favor of combustion. Autosport published a brilliant breakdown of exactly what these hardware changes involve and the timeline to get them ratified. I will drop the link in the description, well worth reading if you want to understand the technical detail. The FIA is essentially admitting what every driver has been saying since March. The 50-50 split was too aggressive. The simulations looked good in theory. On track, it produced lift and coast, super clipping, battery management, the things that have been frustrating drivers and fans all season. Domenicali added a warning. He said we cannot lose too much time on this. He wants the engine regulations finalized before the summer break so teams can plan for 2028. Canada could feature more in-season tweaks too. The FIA confirmed further 2026 adjustments are being discussed before Montreal. The regulations are being written in real time. And for the first time, the sport is moving in a direction drivers actually want. Canada starts in less than 2 weeks. Do you think Hamilton skipping the simulator before Canada is the right call? And can Ferrari sort out their correlation problems before they fall even further behind? Drop a comment below. Subscribe if you are new. I would really appreciate that. Hit the like button if this was useful. See you next time. Bye for now.